It is about time we welcomed our next guest speaker. Ms. Tejumola Okunade, kindly rise as I take your citation. Distinguished ladies, gentlemen, and gentlemen in skirts, your next guest speaker, a woman helped by God. Pardon me. This things happen to iPhone users. A woman helped by God is the creative director of Pavon Designs. She is a graduate of Kwara State University, where she studied industrial chemistry. Based in the hometown of Lagos, Tejumola embarked on a journey to redefine a narrative following her graduation with a third-class degree. In 2015, she initiated an entrepreneurial voyage by selling an array of women's accessories featuring beads, silver, and gold items under the banner of Tejumola Creations. However, Tejumola was destined for more. Fueled by her passion for meticulously designed spaces, she transitioned from adorning people to adorning and transforming both residential and commercial spaces. In 2016, she rebranded her venture, now known as Pavon. Under the Pavon umbrella, Tejumola has expanded her portfolio with 3 subsidiaries: Pavon Designs, Pavon Gifts, and Pavon Retail.
Beyond her thriving businesses, Tejumola is deeply committed to empowering young individuals to accelerate their personal and professional growth. She is dedicated to helping them discover their true selves and unleash their full potential. Tejumola's journey is a testament to her total resilience, to a total reliance on God, determination, and commitment to growth, both personally and professionally. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding applause, please welcome on stage our next speaker, Tejumola Okunade, with a round of applause and a standing ovation.
That standing ovation is necessary. So we're not doing the speaking until the standing ovation is achieved. Please join your hands together. Thank you so much. You're a world-class audience. Thank you very, very much.
I probably thought that university was one of those just read small, right, and pass and just pray more than you read, yeah. But I finished a third class. I mean, it wasn't something that I was proud of because, the first daughter, everybody expected more. My dad wanted to post his chest to say that my first child finished with medicine, but I didn't. It was a tough one, but it was not the end of me, right? So I said, okay, let's give it another try. Let's go and study nursing. I then moved from, I don't want to be a doctor again. I think I want to be a nurse now. I love to take care of people. I looked for schools in the US and I know there are some acceptance fees and stuff that you can pay for, then it now remains your tuition, right? I got the admission. And then I went back to meet my father that I've done all of this. And then he tells me that if you don't make it in Nigeria, you can't make it in the US. You can't amount to anything, right? That he's not going to waste his thousands of dollars on me. And that's when it dawned on me that, Teju, you need to pick yourself back up, right? And make the best of whatever you find yourself doing. I love to sell things. Like Dr. Busala had said, I sold earrings, I sold a lot of things. I was that person that I could make you buy what you don't want to buy, right? I love it. But after service, because, service, waiting before service, actually, I started to, I think I used to advertise or something or market for a cleaning agency. I went into service, I started making beads. I just made sure that, if work no come now, business, I shall make money, right? And then I just found myself doing different things. But eventually, I got a job with can't remember this company. And then I just told myself, you know what, Eju, you can, instead of kill yourself over we finished with third class, jobs are not coming forth. I finished service, I wasn't getting anything reasonable. So I said, okay, let me just sell stuff. I would make do right. And I started to sell pillows. I started to make gifts. And one day my friend just said, Tejo, let's do this thing together now. I do interior decor. So at the moment, I said, I'm an interior designer, right? And she's like, oh, I sell wallpapers, I sell this. And I'm like, oh, doesn't seem bad, right? So I was that girl, your go-to girl to buying wallpapers. I was your go-to girl to looking for the best wallpapers, right, and installing for you. And then one day my auntie moved houses, and she said, Teju, Shenkoko, come and follow me to the market. Let's get stuff for my house. And then I followed her to the market, and I just realized that, you know what, I have an eye for fabric. I have an eye for doing up spaces. That was my first major project without being paid, yeah. And from there, I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. One of the things that I know that I did a lot was not giving up on myself. There were a lot of days that I cried because it felt like this medicine is not working. What can I get from myself? What can somebody look at her and say, this is what this girl is doing, and she's making so much money from it, right? But it wasn't working. And then I opened an Instagram page, like Bright said, he had Instagram, he had the people, right? And then I did that. And then before you knew it, Teju was, if you want wallpaper, Teju is the person. If you want to make curtains, Teju is that. I usually tell people that if I close my eyes and touch a fabric, like I know what to work in this space, right? I can tell how this room will feel just by touching it. So that's like, I want to give it as the basis of how I got to, right, into interior design. One of the things that has helped me that I also want you to hold on to is consistency. I know that it would be hard, but I want you to show up every day like it's the last day that you do that work. So if you're asked to paint, make sure you're not just painting the space, but you are painting and you are cleaning up after yourself, right? Because if you're going to remember this painter, they'll remember for this painter for doing an amazing job and also for doing an excellent job, right? So yes, consistency. Do it over and over and over again until you register your name in the hearts of people. My amazing speakers have said so much about community and support systems. And Dr. Busola just mentioned something. She said that it is your friends, it is your community that you would eventually build. That actually for us as business owners, that's where you get your client base, your clientele base. That's where you get your referrals. I want to share a recent thing that happened with me. I don't know how many of us know Ziba Resort. I designed some of the rooms there and the game room. I mean, I remember, babe, I apologize, but I remember having a baby and it felt like I was worthless, right? And it felt like I wasn't doing anything with my life. Jobs were not coming. It was just, my life was on a standstill, yeah? But because people knew the things that I could do, right? You hear people say, if you need an interior designer, go and meet Teju, Pavon Design. She does not have plenty followers, but she's good at what she does, yeah. And somebody I think the lady just put up a post one day, Tricia, and said that I need to work with an interior designer that will not charge me a lot of money, and you people should refer somebody to me. I think our son was 10 months at that time or so, and then I got into the resort that day. I built this business to the point where if I'm going to come and check your space, you pay, Abi. I will not just come, you pay consultation. I will not just come and measure and everything, and then you tell me you're not using me or my bill is too much. I went there because it was something that I really loved to do. And then I walked into that space. And then she says, other people are working on this part of the building, but it is that container that I want you to work on. The container was just one tiny, I think 8 by 8 square game room, right? But guess what? I'm like, I would give you my best regardless. I did that game room in less than 3 weeks. As I was finishing the game room, she's like, oh, I think I have another job for you. And she says, I want you to design the first twin room in this resort. And I came up with a design with her, and I did. On the day of the opening, you know when you're proud of your work, I stood in front of the room as if we were coming. I'm like, hi, I did that room, you know, and it gave me so much joy. Unknowingly, somebody walked up there and said, oh, is this the girl that did that game room that we said we'll try? So this brings me to your names will be mentioned in certain rooms, right? But they will be mentioned because of the good work that you have done, right? They will be mentioned because of your integrity. They will be mentioned because they have given you small and you've made a big deal out of it, right? And you know, the man just said it. He didn't know that I heard. That was that the girl that we tested with the game room. I just heard and passed, you know, but that was proud girl moment for me because, I mean, I don't do this business. You don't think, but we never blew like that, you get? But it felt so good. And you know, from that one room, I did 6 more rooms. Yes, I did 6 more rooms. I did those rooms not because I wanted to be known, but another thing I also want to bring out as a business person, or if eventually you go into business, you're not doing this business just because of the profit you want to make at the beginning, right? You will do a lot of free things. This one is not do it free for, what's that thing they say now? Exposure, bros. You get it? You know? So you're not doing it because you want exposure. You're doing it because you want to leave a mark on this thing. And that's the mindset I want us to have. Whatever you find yourself doing, make sure you're doing it because you want to leave the Sheung print. You want to leave the Teju touch. You want to leave the, do you understand? So that eventually, by the time you're not there, someone else walks into that room and they're like, oh my God, this was the person that did this thing. Are you serious? Oh, please give me her contact. Do you understand? Make sure that you are leaving something behind. Yes, make sure that you're doing it and you're doing it well. Another thing that I want us to talk about is setting goals, right? Oh, okay. So that one project Aziba has given me millions in less than 6 months. Not because I knew people, right? But because a lot of people have entered that room and said, please give me this person's contact. You can imagine if I did a shabby job, nobody will hear of me, right? They'll be like, what is, do you understand? Afterwards, I think that I began to learn consistency. Right, I said that earlier. Show up in people's face every time. If it's an Instagram page you want to open, I'm not going to say that I'm the most consistent person, right? But once you are in the face of these people, you literally get what you want. Another thing I want to talk about is setting realistic goals. Trust me, I know many of you want to have A's at the end of the semester, right? You want to have so CGPAs, but what are those goals that you have set for yourselves? So you are not just setting, I want to have 4 points, right? Set them in such a way that they are achievable in minute steps, right? So you have your first quarter goals, have your second quarter goals, have your third quarter goals. You want to have so GPAs, but if I know you, I don't know how many courses you guys have, say like 4 courses, right? For that one course, have you tried to, okay, at the end of this particular semester, before you go straight to GPA, let's do semester by semester, term by term. If it is the grade you want to have as in your WAEC, right? Have so and so goals as regards reaching that height, and I know that God will help you. Lastly, I would like to say that there is value in learning. I mean, Dr. Busala said it as well. A lot of us have said it that I think somebody used to say that until the day you die is the day you stop learning, right? And Bright also said that you read books to open up your mind, right? And become the best version of yourself. I think that one of the things that have brought me here is resilience and consistency. And I really want to leave that. I really want to leave you with some of those words, right? I finished with the worst grade that they will call worst now in the university, but it didn't stop me. I made the best out of it. And as a teenager, as a youth, I want you to make the best part of your teenage years. I want you to strive for excellence and success because you have it in you. And before I leave, I wrote this here. I said that greatness is a lot of small things done well every day. So you show up every day. Greatness is a lot of small things. It's a lot of doing in beats, right? And before you know it, you are the best at what you do. Thank you so much for having me.
I do not think that round of applause was commensurate to the quality of speech we just heard. No, come on. Jam your hands together one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an ode. This is an ode